What's going on, guys? Vulkan here, and today we are talking Diablo Immortal. So it's been over 2 years since we have had any information about this game. Really, their announcement came out, everyone hated it. Is it an out-of-season April Fool's joke? This looks like garbage. Why are we doing this? Why is it a mobile game? Do you guys have phones? All of these negative connotations with Diablo Immortal. So Blizzard really went heads down. We have to come up with a really cool game or else we're never going to live this down. And it resurfaced a couple days ago. And this is really cool because they have a ton of information that came out all at once, which I'm not used to Blizzard just having a ton of information. So they put a bunch of articles out, a bunch of new gameplay. The technical alpha is going right now for Australia. So there's just a lot happening with Diablo Immortal. But the big thing that I really wanted to know about, and I'm sure a lot of other people, how are they going to monetize this game? It's a mobile game. The stigma and the reputation for mobile games is not great. They're not known for being a fair and rewarding system. So how are they going to make money off of it, but also keep that kind of fair and balanced mentality that they claimed to have? So let's go ahead and let's read through this article and let's kind of talk about what they're planning to do and whether or not it's truly a fair and balanced system. So the first thing they talk about are their 3 core values for their business plan. Now, the first one is gameplay comes first. The only way to acquire gear in Diablo Immortal is through playing the game, killing enemies, collecting gear, building your character, leveling up. The classic RPG gameplay loop. They want to preserve that and make sure Diablo Immortal really hangs on to that experience. So I think, one, this is a no-brainer. If they really want to separate themselves from the mobile market, then they're going to have to do things like this. Because typically, looking at other games, gameplay, great, but that's kind of an afterthought. Really, it's how can we make money off of this? How can we put the player in a predicament where they have to spend extra cash in order to continue either experiencing the gameplay that they had earlier in the game or to unlock and enhance their gameplay. So this is something that Blizzard really needs to focus on. I'm glad they put that first and foremost. That's a very basic step. But let's move into 2 and 3 because I feel like these are going to be the ones that are kind of pipe dreams, and we'll see exactly how these work out. So second, they want to provide purchase options that feel worthwhile and deepen your engagement and enjoyment of the game. They should not detract from your gameplay experience. And this kind of goes hand in hand with the third one of purchases should feel like a bonus and entirely optional. Okay, so breaking these down, right? When you think of a mobile game, especially a mobile RPG, and God knows there's so many Diablo clones out there right now, so think of one of the hundreds of Diablo clones that you know of, and really kind of pick apart what that experience feels like. Up front, the game feels great, right? You play through the game, you're having a good time, and let's say you hit max level, all of a sudden you hit this wall, and it's like the grind is on. You need to spend hundreds of hours grinding content, boring ass content, in order to build up a currency or level up or look for this piece of gear, or there's something that just has such a low drop chance or such a high ceiling that's keeping you from playing the game and fully enjoying it. So what do? They offer you something you can purchase to take away that grind, to take away that pain and frustration a little bit. And that's something that mobile games are just known for. So Diablo saying, we want to provide purchase options that feel worthwhile and deepen your engagement and enjoyment. So one, these are things you want to buy. These are things that are going to make the game even better for you. And then third, they should feel like a bonus and entirely optional. So that's kind of tough to balance, right? Because it's a free-to-play game and you have to have things that players want. There has to be some sort of uncomfortability to drive people to purchase something, or something that's so just you have to have it to incentivize people to spend that money. So there's really just a interesting balance they're approaching here, and I think some of the things that they have up for purchase are going to straddle the line between pay to win and pay for convenience. So scrolling down in the article, we can see what you can buy. A few examples, right? They have crests, reforging, and battle pass. So there will be a battle pass. The first thing I want to talk about are crests. Now, crests really affect endgame for Diablo Immortal. Endgame is Elder Rifts. You guessed it, it's a Diablo game, so we have Rifts as our endgame. So Elder Rifts are a little bit different than Greater Rifts. Elder Rifts do not require a key, and you can just spam and farm these to get gear and experience. However, you can use something called a crest, and these crests can either be earned or purchased, and these will add random modifiers to the rift to make that rift either easier or harder. And using a crest guarantees things like runes and legendary gems. Crests will also provide what they call rift points, and these will be used to acquire items such as legendary gems. So taking this down to brass tacks, crests equal rift points, which equal legendary gems, which are power gains for your character and allow you to play the game more effectively, efficiently. It really kind of depends on what you want to do. Now, they did mention these can be earned or purchased, and we'll get to the earned portion here in a second. But if you can go out to the cash shop and buy a 10-pack of these crests, slam through them, get a bunch of rift points, and then buy those legendary gems and immediately launch yourself to another level of power, then that to me is buying power. So like I said, it really kind of comes down to your personal opinion on what is pay for convenience and what is pay to win. But for now, crests equal power gains. So I could be thinking about that the wrong way, but from what I'm reading, that's really kind of what I'm pulling from it. So the other example they put out here is Reforging. Now, Reforging an item property requires a special consumable material that can be earned through gameplay or purchased. These are called Reforging stones, and these allow for extra rerolls on an item property, or you can purchase specialized Reforged stones, which allow you to focus on the item properties you want most. So breaking this down, being able to reforge your item to really kind of reroll all your different stuff, just like they have in Diablo 3 today. You can either earn a stone as you're playing or through a market, which we'll talk about in a second, or you can just flat out purchase a specialized reforged stone and go, you know what, I want to take this particular stat here, boom, I want to re-roll that, now I have it on my gear, and I spent a couple bucks to get it. Immortal also has a battle pass. So battle pass, a lot of people know how these work. It's going to be split into a free track and a paid track. The free track is going to have reforged stones, crests, all that fun stuff. They're probably going to be fairly sporadic because they want to incentivize you to spend money. And then players who buy the premium battle pass, the paid track, will have access to all of that, even more, and exclusive cosmetics. So this has really kind of found its way to every free-to-play game. I'm not surprised to see that here. So get ready for a battle pass style system. So next up we have the market. Now the market, they did want to be very clear as to what this is. This is not the Diablo 3 real money auction house. Really what you can think of this is an exchange. Now, it's a player exchange between certain goods. Certain items can be put out here and purchased for premium currency, for gold, for whatever else. We can talk about currencies in a moment, but this will be a place that you can go out and trade materials, supplementary items, and legendary gems. It is not a place to acquire gear. You will not be able to go out, farm a perfect roll piece of gear, and then put it out here on the market and have somebody pick it up for a ton of gold. So it's not quite an auction house, but it does connect buyers to sellers. So this goes hand in hand with the currencies in Diablo Immortal. So there's going to be 3 currencies: gold, which gold is your typical kind of all-around currency, right? Enemies, chests, lootables, breaking things down, purchasing, trading, all of those things kind of go through gold. But then you have platinum. Now, platinum is earned through daily gameplay activities or purchased with real money. Now, players can also obtain platinum by selling items on the market. And platinum is used for activities such as exchanging goods on the market or crafting charms. Now, these charms are used to upgrade your skills. So once again, we're in a situation where you can go buy platinum, take that platinum, purchase charms, and rank up all of your skills for your character to again purchase power. So there is a little bit of bleed over here between pay for convenience and pay to win and pay for power. Then the last thing we have is eternal orbs. Now, eternal orbs are acquired through real money only. That's the only way you can get these things. and they can be used to purchase platinum, as well as other items such as the battle pass, specialized reforged stones, crests, and cosmetics. So eternal orbs are going to be kind of your top premium currency that are going to be used to purchase a lot of other things in the game. Platinum is kind of like that middle currency. You can either earn it through game by selling things on the market, or you can buy it with real money, and then gold is earned throughout the game just basically by playing. So the kind of 3 tiers here. I think this is a good system if they're going to go the free-to-play with monetization route. I like where platinum sits as kind of a middle ground between you can get it by playing and selling things, and by purchasing with real money if you're somebody who wants to do that. So really that's everything we have so far on the cash shop, and ultimately we're in a situation right now where we don't really know how this is going to work in practice. We have all of these kind of theories, we have these articles, we've seen what it looks like in game, but all of those things are disabled for right now because that's just really not what they're trying to test with this most recent technical alpha. They're walking a fine line between being able to have players purchase power through the crests, through the battle pass, through those reforged stones, and being able to buy charms to rank up your character's skills. So ultimately, on the first day, you can go in and drop some real money, pick up a bunch of charms, rank up all of your skills, get some legendary gems, throw those onto your character, get some reforged stones, that way you can re-roll the gear that you want for the stats that you want, and let's say within a week, you're automatically just crushing through things, and your character is a well-oiled machine. Now, what does that exactly do? Does that take the fun away from you and the kind of overall grind of building that character up from nothing? Or does that affect other people's games and getting partied up with them in Elder Rifts and dragging them through those Elder Rifts faster than they would have been able if they just played for free? So there's all of these things you have to kind of consider, but I'm curious what you guys think. Do you think this is a pay for power, pay to win, pay for convenience, or are we really kind of looking at this thing under too fine of a microscope, and should we just take a step back and really just enjoy Diablo Immortal for what it is, a mobile version of Diablo 3 that you can play on the go? As always, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Vulkan, and I'll talk to you guys next time.